watchers, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a quick fire review of the latest piece from Spinnaker, something that I have reviewed many watches from this brand. Spinnability of this new case. So this is a brand new design case. Is not as spinnable, but it's at least a 4 out of 5 still. Spinnaker used to, have the most spinny boxes of all. So this is nice, kind of fabric on cardboard. It's going to be what it is. As an influencer, I don't get any manuals or warranties. I don't really mind that. So, links that I've removed, you can see I've removed actually 5 full links from this massively sized bracelet, and, got that tag in there. Let's just remove it from the cushion and show this watch to you guys in closer detail. So guys, this is the Spinnaker Croft mid-size Regiment blue. The model number of this one is SP-5100 22 for this particular colorway. Now it is going to come in a number of other colors, including a Pepsi bezel as well as a black dial. Check out the links to the Spinnaker website if you want to find out more. MSRP on strap, right? Leather strap will be 280 USD, whereas on bracelet, this is going to be priced at 350. I'll put discount codes down the bottom if you want to check it out. I believe I still can get about 15% off. So realistically, you're talking about $300 roughly for this watch. All right, quick fire review. So I'm just going to put the movement stats down the left for you guys to see here. Not going to read it out this time. And then case-wise, I'm just going to put the dimensions down the bottom, pan it around for you guys to see the dimensions of the case as I describe it. Okay, thickness-wise, it's broken up, in terms of having the bezel as well as the case back taking up some of the thickness, and I don't mind that they have done that to make up that rather substantial 13.8 millimeter thickness. Finishing-wise, longitudinal brushing on the top. All right, longitudinal brushing on the side. It's got a polished bevel. So Spinnaker case craft is typically quite good. So polished bevel and polished bottom, right? Bottom surface of the lugs is, hopefully you can appreciate that, it's also polished. Now that case back is circular brush, is a solid screw down case back, and it looks like Spinnaker are changing their logo to that. Is that a Z or is that an N? I'm not really sure, but they seem to be changing their logo to that. It's got a screw down sign crown, again with that kind of N logo. 150 meters is the water rating of this particular watch. Okay, moving on to the dial now. So what we have here is a blue colored gilt sandpaper dial with embossed wording. So if you look at the, the brand, for example, and the automatic down the bottom is slightly embossed. And the chapter ring also is slightly raised from the surface. So that's a nice little touch there. It's got gilt applied indices, brushed baton hands with a lollipop seconds hand, and lume on all the usual spots, including the bezel pip. Lume shot right here, of course, to let you guys appreciate how it looks like in the dial. Right. Surrounding the dial is a 120 click unidirectional dive style bezel with an aluminium insert. Again, gilt plinting to match the rest of the watch. Let's listen to it now. Nice and solid, 5 clicks. Nice loud clicks here, I gotta say, and minimal black play. So that's 10 clicks and making 120 clicks all the way around. Okay, so let's just turn it down back to the 12 o'clock position there. On top of the dial is a flat sapphire crystal. That's really what they have here. It's got a slight bevel edge here, and it's got a Cyclops magnifier. Unfortunately, in this case, it doesn't appear to be centered very properly. So just gonna adjust that back, and you can see, if I look at it straight on, it doesn't seem to be perfectly centered. You gotta kind of tilt this back a bit to get that date window there. And nicely speaking, they at least have swapped out the white disc, the standard white disc of the NH35 with a dark colored background with white writing. So that kudos to them for doing that. That's actually a positive thing. They don't always do that. Bracelet wise, right, this is a 3-piece per link oyster style bracelet. Right, it's got solid end links. Push pin adjustment, nothing more than that from Spinnaker. They've never given me a screw adjustment. It's got a press metal clasp, right, 3-point micro adjustment with push button deployment, and relatively press metal keeper here. That's really what you're getting with Spinnaker, and the dive extension is also pretty tinny pressed metal. Okay, and there we have it. That's the entire description. Let's snap it on the wrist for a wrist shot now. And there we go, guys. This Spinnaker Croft mid-size, so 40mm diameter, nice mid-size there indeed, on my 17cm wrist. Thickness-wise, there you can see how it rises off the wrist. Okay, now, comments about this watch. Look, I think, as usual, it is a pretty fair package from Spinnaker. If you price this at 300 or maybe just slightly below at 15% off, it's pretty fair. You're getting that, that good and reliable Japanese movement. You're getting typically good case. So Spinnaker, for the price range, they really do as good a case as anybody. Sapphire crystal, 150-meter water resistant rating on this dive style watch. The blue gilt colorway, I think, is pretty attractive. Gold on blue is, I always find that pretty attractive, and they've done this pretty nicely, I feel. 40mm size, down from the previous Croft, which is 43mm and rather massive, I think is a welcome change, and hopefully, is a trend or will signal a trend for Spinnaker to move towards more mid-size, which I think is going to be positive, at least in my opinion. They nonetheless will, of course, still have their large watches. What are the weaknesses? Look, I think there are going to be still some QC issues evident in the watch here. And I think the 12 o'clock markers, let me know what you think. I think they're not completely parallel. I think the one on the left is actually slightly lower as well. So there's a slight misalignment on the 12 o'clock markers that I've noticed in my particular model. And then of course the magnifier is not aligned properly, and that's slightly disappointing, I gotta say. I would really like to see them start improving on the bracelet, instead of still having this pressed metal clasp. I think to mature, I think they should be improving on their bracelets now, because their case is pretty good. Can't really get much better, if they're not going to charge more, but the bracelet can do better. Overall, of course, I would still say it's still somewhat generic derivative design. You've seen all these elements represented in other watches before. None of it is completely new. It's just a combination which, hopefully some individuals will find attractive. So there you go, guys. The quickfire review are all done now. Let's flip the camera around now for the wrap up. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that quick fire review. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. Always look forward to the discussion from my viewers. Guys, if you enjoy my videos, do consider subscribing. New content every week, always aiming to be objective and unbiased about all things horology. Thank you again for sticking with me, and as always, I'll catch you guys again next time.